Hello everyone, and welcome back to Turkish Spotlight Secrets. Before we begin, please remember to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and click the join button below to support us even more. Now, let's dive into the story that has moved an entire nation, the long-awaited words of Yağmur Yüksel about the birth of little Gülüm Baktaş, a story of silence, courage, and unexpected grace. The silence that spoke louder than words. For weeks after the birth of baby Gülüm, the entertainment world in Turkey was captivated not only by the arrival of the child, but also by the absence of one voice, that of Yağmur Yüksel. While headlines were full of speculation about the baby's health and the parents' first days together, Yağmur withdrew completely from public life. Some tabloids criticized her disappearance, interpreting it as indifference. Others believed it was grief too deep to show in front of the cameras. The truth remained unknown, wrapped in silence that was as heavy as it was mysterious. The first interview. Everything changed when Yağmur Yüksel finally agreed to sit down for an exclusive televised interview. Her tone was calm but carried the weight of months of unspoken thoughts. "I was tired of hearing everyone else's version of my life," she said. "I want to tell my own truth." She recounted the moment she received the phone call that altered her world. "I was already outside the hospital that night, but I stayed in my car for almost 20 minutes, frozen, not sure whether to go in. I kept staring at the door, thinking maybe I should just drive away." That confession, intimate, hesitant, and heartbreakingly human, revealed a vulnerability unseen in the glossy magazine headlines that had painted her as distant or cold. "I knew the day would come when I had to face this," she added softly, "but I never imagined it would feel this heavy." Walking through the door. Yağmur described the hospital corridors vividly. The scent of flowers mixed with antiseptic, the muffled sound of voices, the camera flashes waiting near the elevator. "I wasn't sure if my presence would bring comfort or pain," she explained. She remained in the car until a single text message appeared on her phone: "If you don't come in now, you'll regret it for the rest of your life." She never revealed who sent it, but those words pushed her to take the first step inside. "When I finally opened the car door, I felt as if I were stepping into an entirely different chapter of my life," she recalled. Her slow walk toward the maternity ward felt, in her words, like walking on a bridge made of glass. Meeting Gülüm for the first time. Inside the room, Yağmur stood still, surrounded by quiet glances, some curious, some skeptical. "I wasn't there as an actress or a name in the news," she said. "I was simply there as a human being." Then came the moment that has now become part of the story's legend. "When I heard her cry for the first time, something in me broke, but at the same time something inside me healed," she confessed. She did not rush forward, did not try to take the baby in her arms. "I wasn't even sure if I was allowed to touch her," she admitted. "But when her eyes opened for a second, I felt she was truly looking at me. That single glance changed me forever. I'm not her mother, but I'm not a stranger." Throughout the interview, Yağmur was careful not to overstep the boundaries of her role in the child's life. "I know I am not her mother," she said, "but I also know I cannot see her as a stranger. I'm not trying to claim a place that doesn't belong to me, yet I can't pretend that I don't feel what I feel." Her words resonated with many viewers, a mixture of acceptance, honesty, and the quiet strength of someone who has learned to live with loss. The unexpected encounter. A few days after the interview aired, details emerged about a private encounter at the neonatal ward that very few witnessed. A meeting between Yağmur Yüksel and Gülüm's mother. Witnesses described the moment as intense yet strangely peaceful. They stood together in front of the glass window separating them from the sleeping newborn. For long minutes, there were no words, only shared silence, the kind that speaks volumes. Eventually, the baby's mother broke the silence with a soft but direct question. "Why did you come?" "Because I felt I had to," Yağmur replied simply. The next question was even more direct. "What do you expect from me?" "Nothing," Yağmur answered. "I only wanted to see her, to hear her breathe, to know that she's all right." Witnesses say that the sincerity in her tone disarmed the tension instantly. The mother, expecting excuses or accusations, instead found honesty. I don't know what place you have in her life, the mother admitted quietly. Nor do I, Yağmur responded. I just hope that if she ever sees me one day, she won't feel I was a shadow pretending not to exist. According to those present, the mother simply nodded. There were no hugs, no dramatic words, just a silent understanding that respect and dignity could exist even in a complicated story. Public reaction. When the interview and the story of the neonatal ward meeting were released, the country reacted instantly. Supporters flooded social media with messages praising Yağmur's courage. A brave woman who finally spoke from the heart, wrote one viewer. Another posted, in a world of gossip and noise, she chose honesty and humanity. Others were more skeptical, accusing her of speaking out for publicity or questioning why she had waited so long. Morning talk shows replayed clips of her interview, analyzing every pause, every expression, as if pain could be measured like ratings. Choosing dignity over spectacle. Despite the mixed reactions, many agreed on one point. That day at the hospital and the quiet dialogue in front of the newborn's glass window stood out as moments of dignity in an industry often driven by scandal. Sometimes love isn't about being together, Yağmur reflected during the closing of her interview. It's about learning to live with what was, what is, and what may never be. Her words lingered in the air long after the cameras stopped rolling. Closing thoughts for viewers. Dear Turkish Spotlight Secrets viewers, what do you think? Can pain bridge the distance between people once separated by conflict? Is forgiveness possible without reconciliation? We would love to hear your thoughts in the comments below. Remember to like, subscribe, and click the join button to support us in bringing you more stories that reveal the humanity behind the headlines. At a time when fame often overshadows feelings, Yağmur Yüksel's decision to finally speak in her own voice is a reminder that even in the center of controversy, there is still room for honesty, empathy, and respect. Thank you so much for watching today's video. See you in the next one, take care, and goodbye.